Shalom, who praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Harakah, Kadash, double honors unto the apostles and elders of great millstone who rule well, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. This is an article from Z6 Mag, which reads, Chip implants, the next hot accessory. Alright, now as you know, as long as we're here, our main job as the prophets of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Harakah Kadash, being the Israelite, the true Israelites, the people of the Bible, according to the prophecy, alright, written in the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, and various other prophecies throughout from the book of Genesis to Revelation. Alright, all the curses that pertain to the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and all of our descendants scattered all over the earth, right? Me, myself, being one of them, alright? So, point being, our job while we're here is to basically be a mouthpiece for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Harakah, Kadash. And in doing so, we just gotta repeat and repeat and repeat the same key things that the Heavenly Father is gonna do upon this earth, all right? And we're gonna be saying, it says, give them no rest until you make Zion or Israel praise upon the earth, all right? Or the Most High, I can't remember it straight off the top, but that's it. We ain't gonna give you no rest, and when these things come to pass, then it will be known that a prophet was amongst you, all right? So now the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, spoke of in the book of Revelations, the 13th chapter, is coming, man. It's already in effect. But to the point as where the prophecy explains how no man can buy or sell, that point is going to come soon, man. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it shall surely come. All right, so the article reads, a man volunteered to have a chip inserted under his skin, and another showed off how to make payments using this chip insert. All right, and you had Nate the devil saying, it's June. All right, right now it's May, okay, and it's 2019, and guess what? The chip doesn't just locate your dog, all right? It has more capabilities than that. It's a form of ubiquitous technology that slots right into the Internet of Things, all right? So now, the use of locating an individual or your pet, yeah, it does that. But guess what? You can make payments with it as well, and it can withhold information as well, all right? Biometrics, okay? So reading on, it says, on Monday, Edgar Pons was inserted an RFID chip live on stage at a Mobile World Congress organized by Sabadell Bank. Okay, so basically, look, you have this event, you can look it up, the Mobile World Congress. Basically, it's an event that's held every year and various locations throughout the course of the year, right, all over the earth. And this one, I believe, if I remember correctly, was in Spain, okay, during the time of February. Now, they were basically exhibiting this technology, and they're going to go into it. At the same event, a man named Pau, who already had an implant, showed the audience how payments were made just by scanning the chip using his smartphone, all right? Because this technology, the NFC, RFID, which is both the same thing, the mark of the beast, NFC, which is prevalent out here in the UK, all right, was inside of its RFID, was inside of his smartphone, all right? He's made a payment with it. Sabadell Financial Services, services manager Anna Pugo Rio said in the conference that this technology could be the future of payments. RFID chips are under skin chip implants, or more technically, subcutaneous chip implants. Subcutaneous basically means under the skin, all right? Chip implants is just a fancy way of saying it. Banks are currently picking up on the latest trend, okay? The latest trend, and this ain't gonna, I mean, it is a trend at the moment, but it's going to become uh, a standard. Okay, it's a technology that seems to be revolutionizing the payments industry in Europe and may soon come to China, Hong Kong, Singapore, and Australia. Now, if you're aware of, I believe it was in Hong Kong or China's capital. I remember I watched a short documentary on it. They said that basically paper money isn't can't be found. Okay, and you basically, if you're a tourist and you go over there, you basically have to ascribe to the technology that is being used out there if you want to be able to spend your money. All right. So reading on. Moreover, physicist and aerospace engineer Alex Rodriguez Vitelio noted that the chip is the size of a grain of sand and is covered in a material that is biocompatible. So our body doesn't degrade it over time. All right. Inputting chips that aren't biocompatible compels the body's immune system to register the chips as a foreign threat and try to damage them, as it should, because it is actually that goes back to the law in Leviticus to make no cuttings in the flesh, and then basically that's part of it. The insertion of RFID chips definitely ain't meant to be inside of your body, all right? And if you do put that inside of your body, you're slated for judgment, man, all right? This technology that the chips run on, either radio frequency identification (RFID) or near field communication (NFC), are already being used at vendor portals and point of sale terminals across the world. That's right, because even last time I come from America, right? This was 2017, 2018, sorry. Basically, I could get in and out because the passports over here in the UK, the British passport, has NFC RFID technology inside of the passport, a chip. And that's a recent update because I have my older passport from before didn't have that technology, but the more recent one has that. So basically, it's like, basically, in England we got the Oyster card. It's like swiping your Oyster and getting outside, getting through, in and out of the barriers at your local underground station. And I know in America, if you got subway stations in your state, you got the Metro card, various other things you can use, and that's I believe the Metro card is akin to that as well. But you can basically, the point is, you can basically get in and out of a country through that process, and really the selling factor is it speeds up the delay and it makes it more a smoother transition when traveling. All right. The chip implant is the same technology that allows you to use Apple Pay or Samsung Pay at more technologically inclined outlets today. All right. Banks are considering its deployment and presume this as a practical and quite cost effective. All right. So basically, these forms of technology is all over the world, man. You have Android Pay as well. You have all these different forms of pay, and that's basically utilizing your details, your biometrics through use of the NFC, RFID inside of these mobile devices. Okay, so basically they're readying all the masses of the people for this technology. That's why over here in England, you can't go to the London Oxford Street station. You cannot Oxford Circus station. Sorry, you can't go Oxford Street station, Oxford Circus. You can't go there and talk to no one uh, at a window no more. They ain't there no more. You got to talk to them on the barriers basically. That's the only way you can have a form of communication with them, right? Because they took that away. Because basically all the information you need, they want to have it as a machine interface, all right. So reading on, it says as of now, RFIDs are mostly used in other everyday life tools such as cars, work ID cards, and other places that need identity verification for access and passage. So all these things are being used. Look, this technology is being utilized in the greatest manner throughout the whole earth, man. All the day-to-day things that we need use of, this technology can be found in use. All right, and that's by design. Okay, because basically these elites, they're working their new world order slowly but surely. All right, it seems slowly but surely because it says tarry, though it tarry, wait for it. Though it seems slow, wait for it. All right, so they're working their agenda slowly but surely because they want to basically make it to a point where, look, in order for you to live and survive on this earth, everything that we've given you possession of, you can't access it unless you get this RFID chip. All right, and obviously they're selling it more as a form of it's down to your choice. But guess what? There's gonna come a time where it ain't gonna be a choice. It's gonna be get down or lay down. And if you don't want to lay down, then if you don't want to get down, then you're gonna lay down. All right. Um, according to CNBC, Edgar Pons wanted to have a radio frequency identification chip implanted that would serve as his key for entering his automatic house. Most automatic houses need coded chips to be scanned rather than keys inserted in holes to open them up. Pons said that it's super for me, very useful, because I have an automatic house. He said, adding he was further motivated by the fact he could withdraw it very easily, simply making a little cut and pressing it. Yeah, that's the idea they sell. But really, look, after a amount of time, that's gonna become what you said. What did it say earlier on? That's really like the idea that, if you don't like it, you can opt out of it. But what did it say? It said the body fights against when you put an RFID chip in it in your hand, your body naturally fights against it and doesn't want it in there. All right. So now you have a biocompatible layer around it. Guess what it's gonna do? That means it's gonna allow it to be received into your body, man. About you can take it out. And once that's in, man. You're marked for death. Local media reports that more than 4,000 Swedish nationals opted to get the subcutaneous chip implants, as did several hundred Germans. They're impressed with these chips because they're more secure than their phones, mainly because physical access is required to their digital homes, offices, and even their connected cars. All right. So I mean, I ain't gonna, the scriptures, man. This is just more proof that of where we're heading. So with that, man, I pray you edify. Shalom.